of a function, and depending on different type of function, we have seen how to find a domain and the range. Okay, so today what we'll do is we'll start with the composite function. Okay, so suppose, so composite function. So I'll just explain what composite function actually means. So suppose we have already seen that the function works as a machine. So in a machine, what we do, in a machine, we put input, and this machine gives us the output as the value of the function. Okay. Now suppose this is f of x. This is function f. If we'll give it as input x, then the function given will be, the output will be given as y. Okay. Now suppose if I'll say that this output will be taken in, this output y will be taken in as input by other machine. This output y will be taken as input by other machine, which is y, which is g, and this g will give output taking input as f of x. This machine will give output taking input of f of x. So what is happening? That at the first stage we are giving input x. At the first stage, first input, this is the first input. This is the first input. The first input we are giving as the value of x's. Okay. When we are giving the input as value of x, this value of x will be processed first by the function f of x. Okay. So this function f of x will give use this value of x, and it will process it, and it will use this x, and it will give out f of x. This is f of x or y. Okay. When this is by the first y, when this is taken by another machine, which is g of x. This input by the first process will be taken as input by another machine, and this will process this f of x, and it will give it a final output. Okay. For example, suppose f of x is x square. Suppose f of x is x square, and g of x is suppose g of x is x plus 1. Okay. So whatever input you will get to f of x, it will square it. Whatever input you will get to f of x, it will square it. And the machine g of x is whatever input you will give, it will add 1 to it. Okay. So suppose if I put input as, so x is 1, or suppose x is let's take it 4. Suppose x is 4. So first input I am giving x as 4. So I am giving input as 4. So what will be the output? The first output will be x 4 square. So this will become 4 square. That means it will give 16. Okay. Now 16 will be the output given by the first process. Okay. Now what is happening? G of x is x plus 1. So whatever g of x will be given the value, it will add 1 to it. So g of x is x plus 1. So what will happen in this machine? It will add 16 and 2. It will add 1 to 16. So this will become 16 plus 1. So this will become 16 plus 1. So the final answer will become 17. Understood? Now suppose I'm giving x input of x as 3. Okay. I'm giving input x as 3. So suppose the input was 3. The input was 3. Okay. Now fx will process 3. What will fx make 3 as? So this is x square. Whatever input I will get, it will make it square. So 3 will become 9. So now 3 is becoming 9. Okay. After 3 is becoming 9, this now 9 is being given input to the next machine. So what this machine will do? It will add 1 to 9. It will add 1 to 9. So now final output will be 10. Okay. Similarly, suppose I have given the input as x is equals to 5. Okay. I have given input as x is equals to 5. Okay. So what will be the output for the first process? It will be 25. The output for the first process will be 25. What will be the input for the second machine? 25. What will be the output by the second machine? 25 plus 1, it will be 26. Understood? So this is known as, this kind of process is known as composite function, where the function is taking another function's input as its other function's output as its input. Okay, so this G is taking fx output as its input. So this will be known as, this composite function will be represented as G of f of x. Okay, or is sometimes or is also represented as G O f. Okay, that means this, the output of f, that means the output of f, the output of f is taken as input by G. The output of f is taken as input by G. Okay, so whatever f is giving output, G is taking it as input. Fine. Okay, now suppose the two functions I'm representing, like suppose for in example, in mathematical example, if I'll take a mathematical example, then suppose suppose that f of x is from set A to set B. Okay, f of x is from set A to set B, and g of x will be from so input of f of x is A, set A, and output of f of x will be from set B. This okay? This is okay. Now, input for g of x will be in which set? Input of g of x should be the same set as output of A. So that means g of x is input will be B, and the output, let's take it is C. Okay. For example, if I'll give a random example, so let's see. So f of x A is a set A1, A2, A3, and it is moving on to set B1, B2, and B3. Okay, this is B. So let's map this first. Random mapping. A1 is giving output of B2, A2 is giving output of B3, and A3 is giving output of B1. Okay. Right. So when I give an input of A1, first function is giving output B2. For A2 input, it is giving output B3, and for A3 input, it is giving output B1. Okay. Now let's take function. So this is set B for second machine. So let's take it as B1, B2, and B3 to C. This is C1, C2, and C3. Okay. So B1 is suppose giving output C3, B2 is giving output C1, and B3 is giving output C2. Okay. So these are the two different machines giving different inputs. They are giving different outputs. Fine. So suppose if I'm taking composite function, or a composite machine, or a machine which is dependent on other function. So if I'm taking g of f of x, okay. So let's see. So what I'll do, I'll write input here, okay, and I'll write output here. Fine. So suppose for g of f of x, if I give input as a1, so suppose I will give input at a1. Okay. So a1 will give me what? A1 will give me b2. A1 will give me b2. This is due to f. A1 will give me b2. This is due to f. A1 will give me b2. This will be due to f. Okay. And b2 will give me what? C1. B2 will give me what? C1. This one will be due to G. Okay. So when I put A1 as input, what output I will get? Overall, I will get C1. Understood? Suppose I will give input as A2. Suppose I will get input as A2. What will I get? I will get B3. I will get B3. This output will be because of F. Okay. Now B3 will bring me what? B3 will give me what as a final output? B3 will give me what? C2. This will be due to G. Understood? If I'll put A3, if I'll give A3 as input, what will I get? I will get B1. This will be due to F. Okay. And B1 will give me final output as C3. C3, this will be due to G. Okay. So fine. So this is from set A. This is from set A. This is to set B. And from set B, I am getting the final output as set C. So this was from set A, this was B, and this was C. Okay. So overall, if I look it as a complete single machine, if I look at it a complete single machine, then basically what my G of F is giving, this becomes my G of Fx. G of F of X. Okay. So what is happening? When I'm getting input as A1, I'm getting output as C1. When I'm getting input as A2, I'm getting output as C2. When I'm getting input as A3, I'm getting output as C3. So basically, overall, if I look at it, I will get in outputs like this. Okay. I hope this diagram is okay for everyone. Fine. Okay. So I'll write the mathematical definition also. I'll write the mathematical definition. Same thing is given in your books also. Okay. So let's just for writing sake. So let A and B, let F be a function from A to B. Let F be a function from A to B, and G be a function from B to C. G be a function from B to C. B2 functions. B2 functions. Okay. Then G of F will be a function from A to C. That means the domain of this G of F will comprise of A, and the range of G of F will comprise of set C. Okay. So the domain of G of F will be somewhat consisting of elements of the domain of F, and the range of G of F will be comprising of the elements from the range of G. Okay. So basically this is the intermediate. This will be the intermediate process. This will be in the intermediate process. A will give B and B is finally giving us. Okay. Fine. So this is then G of F will be from A to C. This function is also represented as G of F of X and is known as a composite function. And is known as the composite function. That is okay. Every image the image of X belongs to A. The image of X belongs to A under the function G of F is the G image of F image of x. The f image of x. What does this mean? That so this is from a to b and this is g is from b to c. Then the two function g of f a from a to c, from a to c. This function is also represented as g of f of x and is known as a composite function. This is the image of x. X belongs to a. X belongs to a. Under the function g of f is the g image. From g, the image will be from f of x. Okay, fine. Okay, so now what we'll do, we'll write some properties, some standard properties of a composite function. Okay, first just look at this, then we'll write the some standard, very standard basic properties of composite function. Okay, fine. Now see, the first standard property of a composite function will be, so now we'll do some properties. Okay, first is that g of f, g of fx, g of fx is not same as f of g of x. G of fx, f of x will not be always similar as f of g of x. Okay. In the previous case, the first example which we have taken, was something like this. Okay. Now see, in this f of x is from a to b. F of x is from a to b. So this will be my f of x, g of fx. From a to b, I'm getting from for fx, and from b to c, I'm getting for g of x. Okay. So let's see what will f of g of x will look like. Okay. So this means that first the input will be taken from g. First the input will be taken from g. So suppose x is b1. I will take input as x as b1. b1 will give me c3. b1 will give me c3. But when I will give c3 as an input to f, is so f will not take c3 as an input. F will not take c3 as an input. Why it will not take c3 as an input? Because there is no c3 in the domain of f. There is no c3 in the domain of f. Understood? So that means c3 will not have any image in B. Understood? So this will, in this case only we can see that g of f of x will give us some outputs, but g of f of x will give us some output, but f of g of x might not give us any output. Okay, because in this the domain for this one the range is C, and this one the domain is A, and these two might not always be same. These two might not always be same. Understood? Fine. Second property is that the composite function is associative. The composite functions are associative. What does this mean? That f of g of hx, okay, g is also a composite function and f is also a composite function, will also be equals to f of, or this I can write as f o g of h, okay, f o g of h will also be equals to f o g o h. Okay, so either if you take the composite function first as this one, or you can take the first composite function as this one, both will be same, because in both the cases the output will be same. Okay. The third property is that if from set A to B, and if f is from set A to B and G is from set B to C, is G, if f is set from A to B and G is from B to C, R11 are a 1 1 function, then G of f from A to C is also 1 1. Okay. The third property is if f is a set from A to B and G is a set from B to C, are 1 1 function, are both 1 1 functions, then G of f, then the composite function G of f from A to C is also 1 1 in nature. Okay, is also 1 1 in nature. Okay, I want you to try to prove this one. Okay, try to prove this one. I'll give you some time. Try to prove this one, then I'll prove this for you. Okay, try to prove this problem. Okay, so let's prove this one. Now suppose f is also a 1 1 function and G is also a 1 1 function. If you remember, how did we prove 1 1 function? If you remember, the way we proved 1 1 function was what we took. If you remember, if the way we proved 1 1 function was that we took x1 is not equals to x2, x1 is not equals to x2, and we proved f of x1 is equals to f of x2, f of x1 is equals to f of x2 only when x1 is equals to x2. F of x1 is equals to f of x2 was equal only when x1 is equals to x2. But we have already taken x1 is not equals to x2, then it will be 1 1. This was 1 1. This was when it was 1 1 function only in this particular case. Okay, if it was in this particular case, then we know that both f of x and g of x are 1 1. They have already given that f of x and g of x are 1 1. That means what I can take is that for composite function g of f of x1, g of f of x1, I can take it as k1, okay, is equals to, if it is equals to g of f of x2, I can take this as k2. Okay, so that means if g of k1 is equals to g of k2, this means if g of k1 is equals to g of k2, if g of k1 is equals to g of k2, what does this implies? This implies that k1 has to be equals to k2. That k1 has to be equals to k2. Okay, if k1 is equals to k2, what is k1 and k2? K1 is f of x1 we represented, and K2 we represented as f of x2. So that means f of x1 is equals to f of x2. Okay, and what does this represents? Because this is a function f, this represents that x1 will be equals to x2. This represents that x1 will be equals to x2. Hence it is a 1-1 function. I'll repeat once again. What we did, we took K1 and K2 as f of x1 and f of x2. Okay, if G and f both are 1-1, that means if G of K1 is equals to G of K2, this means K1 is equals to K2. Okay, because it's a 1-1, this condition has to satisfy because it is a 1-1 function. If G of something is equals to G of something else, then those two have to be same. If it is a 1-1, okay, that means f of x1 is equals to f of x2. If these two are same, then because f is 1-1, x1 and x2 has to be same. Understood? So then hence we have proved that it is a 1-1 function. If both are 1-1 individually, then overall the composite function will also be 1-1 in nature. Okay, fine. Next. So this was third property. So we'll write fourth property. So fourth property will be. So fourth property is that if f of a, so f of from a to b, okay, f is from a to b, and g is from b to c. If g is from b to c, are onto what is the meaning of onto function? That the range will be equals to the codomain. The range will be equals to codomain. Okay, if f of a from a to b and g is from b to c are both onto, then the g of fx from a to c, this will be a and this will be c, from a to c is also onto in nature. Okay, just think about it, that if both f and g are onto, then why does the g of fx will also be onto in nature? I'll explain. Just think about it for 1 minute by yourself, and I'll explain. Okay, let's discuss this first. So what happens that if a and f and g both are onto in nature, okay, f and g are both onto in nature. That means f and g are both onto in nature. What does that mean? That let's take an element in C. Let's take an element K. Let K belongs to the set C. Let K belongs to set C. Okay, if there is an element K. If there is an element K in set C, that means this means K has a pre-image. K has a pre-image in set C, in set P. K has a pre-image in set C. That means, suppose this is a set C and this is B. Okay, so I'm saying there is an element K which exists in C. There is an element A which exists in C. So if g of x is an onto function, that means this K will always have a pre-image. This K will always has a pre-image. This K will always has a pre-image. Let's take it as K1. So this K will always have a pre-image in set B. Okay, now this set B is a set of elements for f, is a range for f of x. Okay, So let's take it as K1. So this K1 is also lying in B. Okay. If this is a set of a codomain of F and this is onto function, then this K1 should also have a pre-image in which set? This K1 should also have a pre-image in set A, that is K2. Okay. That means K is an element of C. K is an element of C which will always have an image in K2, which will always have a pre-image in set A. Okay, which will always have a pre-image in set A. These are same sets. So K is an element in C. K is an element in C which will have its pre-image in B because it's onto. Now K1 will always have a pre-image in A again because it is onto. So because this is onto, this will always have a pre-image, and because this is onto, this will always have a pre-image. Hence, every K in set C of G of F will always have a pre-image in set A of G of F. Understood? That means a composite function will always be onto in it. Will always be onto in it. This is okay. Will always be onto in it. Okay, now see, this is okay, fine. Now see, I'll give you one particular case, or an example in which I'll try to explain something. Okay, if suppose A is a set, having elements A1, A2, A3 and A4 from A to B. Okay, and B has element B1, B2, B3 and B4. Okay, A is a set from A to B. A is A1, A2, A3, A4 and B is B1, B2, B3, B4. Okay, and so this is for f of x or a function f. So the mapping is something like this. Let's say the mapping is something like this. Okay, so A1 is linked with B1, A2 is linked with B4, A3 with B2 and A4 with B3. Okay, and let's take G of x G of x is a mapping from B2. G of x is mapping from B to C, capital B to C, where set for Gx the set is linked with elements like B1, B3 and B4 from C1, C2, C3. Okay, and this is linked with B1 is linked with C3, B2 is linked with C1 and B4 is linked with C2. Now see, if I write f of G of x, if I write composite function G of f of x, if I write the composite function G of f of x, okay. So what I'll do, I'll write ABC, set A, set B and set C. If I'll write set A, set B, set C, set A will have elements A1, A2, A3, A4. Set B will have elements B1, B2, B3 and B4, and set C will have elements C1, C2, C3. Okay, fine. Now see, set B, first what will I substitute? I will put input as A1. So A1 will link with B1. So A1 is getting linked with B1. Okay, this is because of F. Then B1 is getting linked with C3. This is because of G. So what is happening? When I am substituting A1, I am getting an output C3. Fine. Second, when I am substituting an input A2, this is getting linked with B4. When I am substituting element A2, this is getting linked with B4. Okay. Now B4 is getting linked with in second set. This does not have any B. So this one B4 will be linked with what? B4 will be linked with C2. So here B4 is getting linked with C2. Okay. Here mapping is okay. Third element, which is A3. A3 is getting linked with B2. When A3 is getting linked with B2, Here if you'll notice, there is no B2. Here in the domain of g of x, there is no B2. Okay, if it does not have any B2, if it does not have any B2, or if it does not have any, if it has B2 and it does not have any link in C, if it does not have any link in C, that means this will not be a function. Okay, that means what we'll do, we'll remove A3, we will remove A3 from the domain of g of f of x. We'll remove A3 from the domain. We'll remove A3 from set A itself. Why we are removing that? Because this A3 will be linked with B. This A3 will be linked with B2, but B2 will not have any image in set C. So we cannot take any element of A3. We cannot take any element A3 from set A. Understood? That means what I'm trying to say, and let's say for A4, A4 is linked with B3. A4 is linked with B3 and B3 is linked with C1. So B3 is linked with C1. Okay. So what does this mean? This means that the domain of f of x, the exact domain of f of x was A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay. The exact domain of f of x was, or function f was A1, A2, A3, A4. Okay. But we cannot say the exact thing will be the domain for g of fx or the composite function. Okay, but all the elements will be a subset of this. All the element will be a subset of this. All the element will be a subset of this. Understood? In this case also, all the elements of C will be a subset of C, but we cannot say that this C and the range of g of x composite function will exactly be same, and we cannot say that a domain of composite function and the domain of the function f of x will be exactly same. But this will always be a subset of A, and this will always be a subset of C. This everybody understood? But this will always be a subset of A, and this will always be a subset of C. There will be a cases when these two are exactly same. There will be cases when these two are exactly same. Yeah? There is no doubt when these two are exactly same. But there can be a case, there can be an example, there can be a composite function in which this will only be a subset. For in this case, in this example, I've shown that there in A3 if A3 we will take as input, it will not have any output. And in functions, every input should have a image. In this case, A3 does not have an image in C. Understood? So that is why we cannot take A3 also. Okay, fine. Okay. Fine. So okay. So what we'll do, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example from your book. I'll give you an example from the book. You have to give me the composite function. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Example is, let f such that f is given from 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3, 4, 5 and 9. F is such that domain of f is 2, 3, 4, 5 and it is given from 2, 3, 4, 5 to 3, 4, 5, 9. Okay, and g of x, g is from set 2, 4, 5, 9 to 7, 11 and 15. 7, 11 and 15. Be a function defined as, this be a function defined as f of 2. These are the values given, that f of 2 is equals to 3, f of 3 equals to 4, f of 4 equals to 5, f of 4 equals to f of 5, which is equals to 5. Okay, and g of 3 is equals to g of 4 equals to 7, and g of 5 equals to g of 9 equals to 11. Okay, I hope it's correct. I'll just recheck. F of 2 is equals to 3, f of 3 is equals to 4, f of 4 is equals to f of 5 is equals to 5, f of g of 3, g of 4 7, g of 5, g of 9 is equals to 11. Then you have to find g of f. You have to find g of f. This is the question from your NCERT. Just try to find out g of f. G of 3 is equals to g of 4 is equals to 7. Yeah. Find g of f. Okay, let's solve this one. So I'll write the set which contains 2, 3, 4. I'll write this as set A, this as set B. So this is set B and this is set C. Okay, so I'll write set A as 2. I'll write set A 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and set B as 3, 4, 5, 9. 3, 4, 5, 9. Set C as 7, 11, 15. 7, 11, and 15. Okay, 7, 11 as and 15. And this will give me a complete composite function. G of f will give me a composite function. Okay, so I can write g of f as suppose h of x. I'm writing this thing as I'm representing g of x f as h of x. Okay, a common name, a name I'm giving to g of fx as h of x. Okay, so let's see. When I'm giving input 2, it is giving an output 3 for f. So when I'm giving input okay, so that means for h of x, when I'm giving input h of x, so this is h of x. So what is happening? So this is domain. Okay, so this is domain for h of x, and this is codomain. So 2 is giving me what? 2 is giving me 7. For h of x, 2 is giving me 7. This is the inside process. This is the overall what you will see. Okay, fine. Then f of 3 is equals to 4. F of 3 will give you 4. Okay, and g of 4 will give you 7. G of 4 will give you 7. That means 3 will also give you 7. That means 2 is also giving you 7. 3 is also giving you 7. 2 is also giving you 7 and 3 is also giving you 7. Is everybody understood? Fine. Next part. Let's see. F of 4 is giving you 5. F of 4 is giving you 5. And G of 5 is giving you what? 11. G of 5 is giving you 11. Okay. So if there is a 4, if I'll put input as 4, I will get output as 11. I will get output as 11. Understood? Next. Next is f of 5 is equals to 5. F of 5 is also equals to 5. F of 5 is also equals to 5. And this 5 is G of 5 is 11. G of 5 is 11. Okay. Now see, there is a 5 and this is giving me output as, this 5 is also giving me output as 11. This 5 is also giving me output as 11. Okay. This 5 is also giving me output as 11. Okay. Now see, fine. Now G is not taking any input. G of 9 is giving you 11. G of 9 is giving you 11. G of 9 is giving you 11, but there is no input from F. There is no input of F which is giving you 9 as an output. For no input of F, which is giving 9 as an output. Understood? So this will be the overall view which you will get. Okay. Now see, this is only a mapping. This is only a relation. This is only a relation. Now, one of you have asked that, sir, what happens if something is left out here? If something is left out here and it is not mapped, then why we are removing that element? Why we cannot say that is not a function? What we are doing is we are finding for which values of x, for which values of input it will become a function, for which values of input it will become a function. For example, suppose if we have f of x is equals to 1 upon x. If we have f of x is equals to 1 upon x. Now we know this x cannot take the value 0. We know that this cannot take value 0. X is equal to 0. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll from the set real number, we will remove x is equal to 0. From the set of real numbers, we will remove x is equal to 0, and then we will say that r minus 0 will be the domain of this fx. Why we are doing that? To show that this is a function. We will change its domain in such a way that every element of its domain will have an image in the codomain. Okay. So suppose if there is some element which is left out in A, okay. If it is linked, if there is some element which is left out in A and it is not linked in any element here, or it is linked and this does not have a further image, then we will leave out this element. Why? Because we want to make a function. Okay. So we'll cut out the domain. And it will ultimately become a function. Fine. So even though this 9 is not utilized in G, this 9 is not utilized in the domain. Okay. This will be a mapping. Okay. This will be a mapping if you think about it, because 5, no matter whatever elements you will take, it will never give you an image 9. It will never give you an image 9 because F is giving what outputs? 3, 4 and 5 only. It is not giving 9 as an output. Okay. So that means what is happening? When we are taking it as a function, that means we can only take inputs as 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 will give you output 7, 3 will give you output 7, 4 will give you output 11 and 5 will give you an output 11. Understood? Okay. Fine. So just look at it once again. We'll move on to the next segment. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is a different example. Let f of x and g of x be bijective in nature. let f of x and g of x be bijective in nature. If you remember what is bijective means injective as well as surjective. Okay, bijective means injective as well as surjective. Let fx and gf is bijective in nature, where f of x, where f is such that from a, b, c and d to 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, where f is such that from a, b, c, d to 1, 2, 3, 4, and g is such that from 3, 4, 5 and 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6 to w, x, y and z. Okay, where f is a set from this, f is a function from set this to this, and g is a function from set this to this. Okay, these are two sets given. Okay, respectively. Okay, then find the number of elements. Then find the number of elements of set f of g of g of f of x. Then find the number of elements of g of f of x. Okay, find the number of elements of g of f of x. Okay, this is the condition given. Then you have to find the number of elements. Okay, you don't have to find the elements. You have to just find how many elements will be present in the find the number of elements of range of, find the number of elements of in the range of g of fx. In this set, if you have to find the range of this, find the number of elements in the range of this composite function. Okay, tell me how many elements you will have this if this is the condition given. Okay, give me an answer. How much will be the elements in the set? Okay, let's see. So what they are saying is that both these functions f and g are bijective in nature. Bijective means they are on one as well as on two. Okay, so let's first see. Let's first try to draw set A. So this is the domain of f. This is the domain of f which has A, B, C and D. Okay, and from domain and this is the codomain 1, 2, 3 and 4. If this is bijective, that means every element will be linked with one element, and every element of set codomain will have a preimage. That means only one linking, and every element will be linked. So you can link anything with anything, but it should be only one link with everyone, and nothing should be left out. Okay, so this is from codomain. This is domain of f, and this is range of f. This is domain of f, and this is range of f. Okay, now let's look at G, this part. Now G is from which set to which set? G is from set 3, 4, 5, 6 to set W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, again, every element, this is also what? This is also bijective in nature. So every element will be linked with only one and nothing should be left out. So let's see any random mapping. Let's say this is the mapping. Okay, now when we are writing G of fx, when we are writing G of fx, that means if I'll take inputs, if I'll start taking inputs, this is from A. If I start taking input from A is an input, this A is giving me 2 as an output. Okay, when 2 is an output, there is no 2 in this set, right? So 2 does not have any link further. 2 does not have any further link. Okay, now when I take B as an input, B is linked with 3. B is linked with 3. Now 3 has a link Y. 3 has a link Y. Okay, so that means for G of fx, we can take input as B, and this will be linked with Y. This will be linked with Y. Understood? Now third, let's take C. C is giving our output as 1, but there is no 1 here. So that means C will not have any final image in this. So that means we cannot take C. Okay. The last one is D. D will give us 4 as an output. D will give us 4 as an output, but 4 does not have, 4 has a final image W. So D will give us 4 and 4 will give us W. So that means D has an image W. That no matter how you rearrange, this, you will always get how many images? You will only get how many elements in the range? You will only get 2 elements in the range. No matter how you rearrange these links, you will always have 2 elements in the range of the composite function. This is okay for everyone? Okay. So this was the basic definition of the properties of composite function. In the next class, we'll start doing the questions or mathematical questions based on these composite functions. Okay. So I'll show you the slides once again. You can take the screenshots. Okay, so in the next class, we'll start doing the proper questions, mathematical questions on and mathematical examples in using composite functions. Okay.